Hi everyone, this next one is 3.1.3, inserting and deleting rows and columns, and there are ways of doing this, and I have some stuff prepared from previous videos and I know it looks horrendous. Actually, why don't we just get rid of all the formatting. So the way you insert rows and columns is very much identical between the two. One way to do this is going up into Home, going to Insert, and picking your Insert Rows or Insert Columns. There are a few things to note about this. Note how I don't have a selection that gaps across anything more than one cell. So my current selection is G2, which is to say I will insert one row or one column. And if this doesn't make sense, then you'll see in a moment what I'm talking about. If I now say insert row, see how the whole thing shifted down by 1. If I undo that and select 2 and do the same thing, note how it shifts it down by 2. So it's the same idea, and I'll undo it again. It's the same idea here. If I want to insert a column and I don't have a multiple selection active, then I could just say insert column, and columns will be inserted on the left, but only one. If I undo that and select 2, then lo and behold, you'll have 2 columns inserted. And that's the same idea, you know, the more you select, equivalent numbers will be inserted. The other thing you can do is, if you want to insert a row, rather than going the long way around, you can just find the place you want to insert and right click where you have the arrow key, and it's going to offer you to insert here, and it inserts above. So undoing it, the same idea. If you have a selection of 2 columns, and you can again right click and insert, and you have 2. The same with rows, columns. You can just say insert here, and if you want to have more columns inserted, then select more than one, and it will do as you asked. The other thing you can do, and this depends on your keyboard, and I like this keyboard shortcut a lot more. I explained in previous videos I'm not a fan of mousing around too much because I think keyboard shortcuts are faster. If you happen to have a keyboard which has the so-called right-click key on your keyboard, you can just press that, which is the equivalent of right-clicking, and you can just then go and do the same things, insert, and it will ask you if you want to insert a row or a column. There you go. So that is inserting data. Delete is very much the same, and I'll just show you how it works. So if you come into Home, and up here you have delete, if you click on the drop down, you can choose delete rows or columns, and if you just click one of these without a multiple selection, then you will only have one row or column deleted. Now what I mean by that is, if I come here and note that this is a row where the price is 2.2, if I delete that row, that one's gone. Undoing it, if I select both of these and say delete row, it will delete both of them. Also note how it shifts everything else up. That's something to keep in mind, that your data gets shifted when you delete this way. If you want to delete columns, it's much the same thing. If you only have one thing selected, in this case price, we'll delete the price column, and total is going to panic about it, but don't worry. On doing it, if you have selected 2 of them and say delete, it deletes both. And again, note how everything shifts. Now, what I was also showing in the insert video is that you can use the side panels to insert or delete rows and columns. So if you come here and see how 6 is shaded or 5 is shaded, if you right click and say delete, it will delete row 5 and shift your data. If you select more and do the same thing, it will delete whatever you selected. And you have the same thing with the price and VAT or any other column for that matter. Right click, delete, and you'll notice it always shifts your data. Once you selected whatever you want to delete, you can right click on your keyboard and just come to delete or press D, and it gives you the option of deleting entire rows or entire columns, which I find a bit quicker because you can use this keyboard shortcuts, right click, D, and then ROC. You can see how that's underlined. So if I now say C and enter, it deletes the whole column. So that's how you delete rows and columns. And thanks for watching. And now the next one's really going to be about modifying column width and height. So do watch. Thank you.